Hello, my name is Raj Taylor. I'll be examining how historical criticism and new criticism develop an outcast in William Shakespeare's Hamlet, T.S. Eliot, The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock, and Army Corps on the March by Walt Whitman and Night March by Herman Melville. I'll be using Perrine's and Swift techniques to analyze the outcast. First, I'll be looking at Hamlet and The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock through new criticism lenses. After living confident for years, outcasts would be forced to face issues they had never before to search for an answer to their complex question. Both characters have a problem of being indecisive and inactive. New critics examine how Prufrock is acting similar to the extremely indecisive Hamlet. By examining the text, analysts observe Prufrock's allusion to Prince Hamlet, the main character from Shakespeare's famous play, as ironic because he resembles Prince even after Prufrock states, "No, I am not Prince Hamlet." New critics view Prufrock's resemblance as Prufrock's greatest flaw in his failure to act and his death at the end of the poem. After examining the text even further, new critics evaluate Prufrock as an outcast because in particular he depicts a rational, sensitive, and sensual individual's pointless encounter with reality. Prufrock has a hard time adjusting to reality, so he becomes even more indecisive. On the other hand, inaction is also another major thematic idea portrayed in these works of literature. Because of internal issues faced by the main characters, Prufrock as well as Hamlet can't do anything about the situation they are in. However, Prufrock is similar to Hamlet because he sees society for what it really is and ultimately disapproves of it, just like how Hamlet disapproves of his uncle, King Claudius, and his uncle's marriage to his mother. Hamlet continues to face internal conflicts when he states, "I do repent, but heaven has pleased it. So, to punish this with me and me with this." Prufrock continues to allude to Hamlet throughout the poem when he states, I grow old," which alludes to King Polonius. Prufrock later states, "And I have known the eyes already, known them all, the eyes fixed that fix you," in a formulated phrase, to exemplify Prufrock's small role in society and shame of who he really is. New criticism allows the reader to analyze Hamlet's moral sense of superiority to that of any other person. Not only does he have to choose between life and death, but also his adventure is about discovering the true and confident characters inside of him. Through Hamlet's and Prufrock's experiences, Shakespeare as well as T.S. Eliot reveal a message to mankind, stating that human beings are naturally indecisive about important aspects of life. Swift states that a symbol can represent anything. Therefore, the Yrick skull is a symbol of death and the afterlife. Inaction and indecisiveness is essential to the portrayal of Hamlet as well as J. Alfred Prufrock as an outcast. Now I'll be analyzing the poem as well as the play through historical criticism lenses. Historical criticism analysts focus on literal meaning of the text as well as the background of the two stories to explain the characters and events that occur throughout the story. Through this analysis, the historical critics view the main theme in the love song of J. Alfred Prufrock and Hamlet to be destructive conflict causing people to become indecisive. Beginning with the Prufrock's journey, when the author states, "Let us go then, you and I," there are many parallels between the author's statement and Hamlet's life before the death of his father. Historical critics believe that the poem represents a part of the author's life, since the memorable title of this poem may have been derived from the advertisement in Eliot's hometown. Similar to the play Hamlet, Prufrock has many multiple unanswered questions. The important concerns of the love song of J. Alfred Prufrock are those of Prufrock, the main character who, however, the critics have continually castigated Prufrock. Many historical critics suggest that Prufrock falls into a state of gloominess by regretting that his life may be close to being over because Prufrock is a morally flawed character and ties in with the moral and religious concerns of Eliot's later writings. Hamlet is presented in the context of Renaissance era. Therefore, Hamlet's anger suggests that Hamlet has difficulties adjusting to the idea of his mother marrying his uncle, which is more political because his uncle wanted to gain, then maintain the power as king. Hamlet also starts to portray women as useless in his first soliloquy when he states, "Let me not think on it. Frailty thy name is woman." Next, I will analyze Army poems using Perrine's guidelines through the lens of new criticism. According to Perrine's guidelines, the interpretation should fit in with every detail. In first reading an Army Corps on the March, many people interpret it as a story about the army. This is an acceptable assumption because it fits in with all the details in the poem. There are details to support the claim that this is about an army march, such as the cloud of skirmishers in advance, single shot snapping like a wind, swarming ranks press on, glittering dimly, toiling under the sun, the dust-covered men. Next is Night March by Herman Melville. The readers can also assume that this poem is about an army. However, this interpretation is not correct because it does not fit in with all the details, which breaks Perrine's rule. Therefore, another interpretation is needed that will support all of the details. The best interpretation of this poem is that it is about stars. There are details that don't contradict that and support this claim, such as twinkling distance, the dark with bright, shining host, over boundless plains they stream and gleam. Next, I will analyze the same poems through the lenses of historical criticism. Both Melville and Whitman lived through civil war, which influenced their poems. In the poem An Army Corps on the March, Whitman displays an army to suggest that the soldiers are fatigued and they need to take a break. They can't because the enemies keep coming. There is text evidence to support this, such as glittering dimly, toiling under the sun, the dust-covered men. The swarming ranks press on and on. Whitman portrays the army as an outcast because they are the only ones to go through the harshness of war. Whitman accomplished this by using imagery to show the gruesome war times and how during these times many soldiers could not take a break because they have to accomplish their goals. However, Melville is portraying the disbelief in God. A large amount of soldiers are beginning to believe in themselves instead of God, while many people started to question the belief in God. Again, the army is portrayed as an outcast because they are the only ones to question God, while the others in this time period worship and believe in God's existence, which can be proven when he states, "No chief in view."